Hello, this is a Rockabilly Hair Snood hair tutorial. You may wonder what a snood is. This is a snood. It's kind of like a hairnet and kind of like a beanie. It's made of rayon and it stretches, you see. And the hairstyle I'm going to be doing is going to be half of the hair is in the snood and half of the hair is in an updo. And what you'll need for this tutorial is a fine-tooth comb with a pick at the end. A brush is always good. It's a regular hairbrush. You'll need a curling iron, and remember, when you use your curling iron, you use your thermal spray. I use Tresemme. And then just any old hairspray with a good hold. You'll need bobby pins of both sizes. It's always good to have both sizes. These are really big and these are regular size. Hair clips to part your hair, and then your hair accessories of choice. So first thing you're gonna do, well, actually I want to say I decided to do this video with uncurled hair because I didn't have time to curl my hair overnight, and I know that probably a lot of you don't have time to curl your hair overnight. So this is just gonna be kind of like a one-day like hair kind of thing tutorial. That doesn't take over a day to prepare it for. So you're gonna have a section right here and a section right here, and the back is gonna be all its own section. So I just like to section off these two parts right here. So you get your little fine-tooth comb with a pick at the end. You go on down the line to about your ear, and just clip it off, section it off. And then just continue on this side, the same thing, just like right down to your ear. Sometimes the side of your head that has the lower part of the part will have like thinner hair. So what I like to do sometimes is just grab a little bit extra from the back and add on, so it has the same amount of volume as this. And so why don't we just start with this side. See, I've got it grabbed like this. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to apply your heat spray generously, and then curl your hair just for a little bit, rolling upwards. One quick little tip, when you curl your hair, don't run the curling iron down to the bottom and then roll it up, because that damages the ends. What you should do instead is put it down to just the lower middle half of the hair, wrap it, and then curl it upwards. That just helps the roots to stay as healthy as they can be. And kind of just roll it off with your finger. And so you have this warm little loop over here, and I just like to take a big bobby pin and pin it like you're curling your hair. Just let it cool off, and then do the same thing to this side. Remember where your part is, spray it. And see, on this side, because I have it bleached over here, I like to spray just a little bit extra of this thermal heat spray, because you know, the bleach parts of your hair are very vulnerable and breakable. Just brush this out a little bit, and then again go up to about the middle part over here, wrap it up, and then curl upwards. And usually you can just tuck this in there and it'll stay. And wait a few seconds. And then how I pull it off is just loosen it by pressing the grip down and kind of sliding the curl off. Try and get it from the inside. and it might be a little hot, and you're just gonna have to deal with that. I've burnt my fingers so many times curling my hair. I'm just used to it by now. Okay, so this back part is just hanging out. We're not gonna worry about that until later on. I'm not gonna be curling my bangs because I think I can do this without curling my bangs. You don't necessarily need to. That might curl them maybe more than you want to go with the flow of this curl here. So we'll just undo this one real quick. Just take the pin out. It should have some curl to it. And you're going to tease it just a little bit from the back corner forward, not from the top down, because back here is where you want your volume. And so you just brush it upwards and then gather it. And you're just going to make like how you would your pinup Liberty curls. You take about 3 fingers, depends how large your fingers are, just a little, maybe like 1.5 inches away from your head, curl your hair around that and go in that same motion downwards and just roll it all in on itself. And so what I do for my curls, I like to put a little more of a 40s feel into it, and that's where they're kind of flared forward and not flat like how you see now how rockabilly does it nowadays. So that's where these big pins come in handy. You just stick them in on the back side is usually the best part. Kind of anchor everything down. And then just swoop it forward like this, still with that curling motion. And kind of create a smaller curl, and then you can pin it down with the regular bobby pin. And see, it's very tube-like, just that way. And then just spray it down. Oops. Shape it if you need to. Sometimes I like to get my brush and just run it on the outside very smoothly, very gentle, and it just makes it look very flat. Yeah, and if you have your hair dyed, you know, with bleach like how I have, or even just a small part of bleach, you should always, well, I mean, if you're into, you know, the rockabilly thing, you should part it where the color is, because it creates this really cool contrast in your hair. Very eye-catching. Okay, so this side over here, let's make sure this hair stays back. This is where those clips would come in handy, so let's put some in. Okay, so remember to take this big old bobby pin out, kind of let it cascade down. And this side probably won't need a lot of teasing because there's more hair, but I will just give it a little quick comb back. And so this is where the whole bangs part comes in. You have to kind of just scoot them off to the side for a bit. And then remember, like how I told you, just grab it about 1.5 inches away from your scalp with 3 fingers, wrap it around, sorry you can't see that, and then continue that motion down onto your head. And then I'm going to put one of those really big bobby pins from the back to the front. Alright, and then again I'm just going to bring the front of the curl and just scoot it closer to my head, curling it at the same time, kind of just like funneling it out. Make sure it stays even. if you make any mistakes on this top part here and you have bangs, don't worry, because I'll be bringing the bangs over it. So really, this is just to build a little more body. And it's always good to spray it. Bring a brush over it to make it smooth. And now you get your bangs. If you want, you can tease them out. You don't necessarily need to. And then all I do is I just flip them back and create a little one finger curl, trying to keep it all together because it's all different lengths. And then just pin it down. If your bangs aren't long enough to come into it like this, then just try and swoop it up with the rest of your hair, because otherwise you can't really pin it back like how I just did. And then, you know, just go over it real quick, make sure all the hairs are going in the same direction, and that just at least the top hair, the layer of the hair, looks clean. Something going on over here. Okay, so you see it's like a tubular kind of thing going forward, and that should be fine. That's the first part. Now you're done with this part. Now comes for the snood, and you will still need bobby pins for this part. Get your snood, right? You've got it. Sometimes I like to take a little hair clip and just clip some hair from the side up, like, I don't know if you can see that, just up like a little bit like this, so in the snood it's not just flat down to the bottom. I know that's the traditional style, but sometimes I just like it with a little bit of body on the top. And it doesn't matter how it looks, because the snood is going to be covering all your hair. Now I haven't worn this snood many times. I've worn it maybe like 4 times, and I still have trouble putting it on. So if you guys have ever put on a hairnet, then you'll probably have more experience than I have. So you just kind of tuck it all in towards the bottom, bring it up on the top, over, and kind of just get everything in. And sometimes your hair might clump up to one side, so just kind of dish it around, make sure it gets even. See? And then it's always good to pin it at the top. It's not going to stay, you know. Just give it a couple bobby pins. And then if you want, just to add some flair to your outfit, put some hair accessories in there, little skulls. Skulls look great everywhere. So there you go. There's your Snood hairstyle.